Hello everybody, Colton here, and the thing that you just saw is gonna be my new intro, so y'all know. Anyway, so we're back at the treehouse. Wow, it's been such a while. Look at this. It's got like this whole jungly vibe right now. Also, I've been rewatching some of my older videos and I realized my voice has really changed, and like it changed drastically in just like 3 videos. All I could say is puberty hit hard. Okay. Now, I haven't been up here in, I don't know, a little bit. We used to have a rat infestation. Because, you know, winter and stuff. I don't really know what's going on up here. I came down that path right there. Right there. And you can't even tell it's a path anymore because it's just so vegetated. Meter was really doing her work over here, alright? Okay. Oh, there's the broom. Yeah. Oh my god. Yo! What the hell is that stuff? What happened to my gamer chair, yo? Yo, it's all over there too. What the fuck is that? Dude, you see? There's like no cuts in the wood, so I don't really know if it's like sawdust or... Leave your answer down in the comments what you think that might be. Honestly, I'm surprised it isn't more messy, you know, because my aunt likes to sleep out here. I guess she decided to clean up her ways. Last time she slept out here, she stole my MP3 player and made a complete mess of the place. Whew, feels good to be back. Actually, for those who've been watching for a while, you know that one video I made a while back, that I never really finished? Like, there was gonna be a series and I never really finished the series. Spending 24 hours in a treehouse, I think it was called. Actually, I gotta say, Vincent hid pretty well. Because, like, you couldn't even see him when I, like, went like this. You couldn't even see him. He just popped out of nowhere. It was great. Actually, some of my older videos are actually legit funny. So, you know. No. And the balcony down there is a complete mess, so time to sweep, sweep, sweep. Actually, I remember I in fact posted a part 3 to that series on my second channel, The Magnificent Colton 2, so yeah. Honestly, shit got weird, and that's why I didn't publish the rest. For all those who were asking me why I wasn't doing that, it's because shit got pretty weird. No, not like weird, like, it's not. But you know, it just got weird. And that's coming from the about to be 13-year-old. Okay. Also, I'm about to become an edgy teen, so that's always fun. Spider webs. Anyway, so I guess I should give y'all an update on what's happening, what happened. I'm no longer feeling and stuff, so... Where to start? Remember the very beginning of it, I had this notebook and I recorded the events that happened, but after what happened to my dad, he just kind of stopped using it. Okay. Let's see here. I guess it started when lockdown started. Oh, microwaves. Time's up. Time is it? 1:50. Anyway, so it all started then, and you know. And how do I say this? Well, in the very beginning, I got bored, so I decided to work on the treehouse a bit more. I set this entire thing up over time, as you could probably see by the improvements and the microwave. Okay. So anyway, then when Michigan finally actually went into lockdown, you know, like, when it actually went into lockdown, I spent the first couple of days just, you know, sleeping in the treehouse, spending a lot of time in the treehouse. And I mean, I had it completely decked out. I had my old MP3 player hooked up to some speakers, and it was sick, bro, because I could just, like, pop that thing on, listen to Green Hill Zone piano remix. You know, I finally got the TV in. I mean, they already had it in, but you get the gist. Spider webs. Anyway, so after like about, I'd say about a week, I don't really visit my mom's because she'd been exposed to somebody who was in contact with COVID, so I haven't really seen her at all. After about a week, my dad, well, I spent the night in the treehouse with my dad for once, and I don't know. Well, lockdown wasn't exactly the best for him. About, like, a couple days in, when Michigan went into lockdown. Actually, wait, no, it was like a couple days before it. I don't know, my sense of time kind of got mixed up. He shot a gun into one of the boxes downstairs, so, you know, he kind of assumed that something was off, but we didn't think he'd do what he did. Anyway, actually, funny thing is, I was in the middle of playing a game of Flicker, which is kind of like the Roblox equivalent of Murder Mystery, or, Among Us. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm gonna head out in the woods. Anyway, so, and of course I got, like, blurred out when I said, oh my god, my dad just shot a box in the basement and almost killed himself. I got blurred out, because everyone thought I was lying. I was in their face when I found out that I wasn't the murderer. I don't like to think of that. They're probably like, oh my god, whoa. Shit. So that was fun. Anyway, about a couple days, like a week into lockdown, my dad, after the night we slept in the treehouse, like as bros, you know, like son and dad, he took all of my grandpa's guns, went to his ex-girlfriend Stacy's house, and well, he asked her to take him back, and Stacy obviously saw the gun in his hands, was like, holy shit, call the police, you know. So she called the police, and when the police arrived, my dad saw them and off himself. Keep in mind, this is like a year ago, so don't give me your sympathy. Anyway. Oh my god, the dogs are barking. So anyway. we were all kind of in shock, and when I found out, honestly, nobody was really telling me. They were all, like, giving off a hint that something had happened to my dad, and I was like, what the hell happened? Nobody was telling me, and then finally my cousin Aubrey, who doesn't really, do that type of bullshit, like, hide it from, like, she was kind of hiding it, but, like, she, like, gave off enough hints where I could just connect the dots, and, found out that he shot himself. And she confirmed it when I asked. Let me continue to say that. She was glad I wasn't, like, sobbing. Which, yeah, that's a fair point. Anyway, so my dad offed himself, which means, if you know court agreements, he no longer had custody of me, because he's dead. Anyway. So, I'm given, like, a couple weeks. You know, I don't really go to my mom's for, you know, for a good couple weeks. Because dad just died, you know. I figured, just chill out at where I was and let things go easy. Which, honestly, I spent most of my time just playing video games. Yeah, then... Anyway, the funeral was in April, and I never really cried up until that funeral. I never really cried about the death until the funeral, and it became real, you know? I realized this is gone. I mean, like, I already knew that he was gone, but you get the gist, right? Anyway, so, like, that was the first time it actually, like, hit me. And, that was the first time I cried over his death, and that was honestly the first time I cried in a while. Anyway, so I get moved to Midlands with my mom, and you know, Doug, it doesn't really, you know, he says, yo, I'm sorry about your dad, but, you know, Doug doesn't really feel sympathy for that type of stuff, because his parents were exactly the best, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, so my mom is really just comforting me. And eventually, you know, I get my Chromebook app and start doing online learning. And you know what? I think this is just worth saying. In all honesty, when I first told people, like the very first people I told, I like Snapchatted all of my friends. And legit, only 2 people said things other than sorry. What's even worse is that one of them, I didn't even know one of them. He was just some random dude I met on the internet. His name's Papyrus Spaghetti Lol. And then, yeah, and Drew. You know, Papyrus Spaghetti Lol just spread me a poem. Which, don't get me wrong, that is absolutely mad, yo. That dude I will always remember that guy. And then Drew, the other person who, like, comforted me, mainly just told me not to, off myself. Don't follow my dad's footsteps. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, so back to the story. So I'm on online learning, you know. And I told everyone, hey, I'm moving to Midland. I'm not going to be back, and honestly, I did really want to be back with the guys in Freeland. But, you know, that doesn't really work that way. I mean, my mom said that if we went back face-to-face during that school year, I would be able to go back face-to-face with the people in Freeland. So I spent the entire time praying, you know, that we go back face-to-face. But nope, that didn't happen. Anyway, so the summer hits, and I hadn't been back to my grandparents in like 5 months or so. And this is like a shock to me, because I've been living here like my entire life. So I haven't been here in like 6 months now. And I am just, you know, next up is doing the best. You know, like, it's been a while since I've actually been without my parents, you know. without being here for so long, so I haven't really gotten used to it. So 6 months passed by, and I'm still like, holy shit. Actually, here's a fun little thing. In the summer, I ended up getting a postcard from my 2nd grade teacher who apparently knew what happened, so I don't know how she found out or how she knew my address, but hey, I guess teachers know that type of stuff. So I just like to say, Miss Barthel, you're pretty chill. You're pretty cool. A lot cooler than I thought you were. Anyway, so, so summer rolls by, and in the summer, about in, say, around July, that was the very first time no, it was in June or something. Yeah, it was in June. In June, it was the very first time I got to see my grandparents, and it was only for a weekend, but it was the very first time I've been able to see my grandparents since the lockdown. And then at the end of June, this is like in the very beginning of June, at the end of June, there are people coming. I don't know if you guys heard that. There's like things going on like right over there. It doesn't really sound that far away. I'm being paranoid. I guess I've always been a bit paranoid. Anyway, so at the end of June, I finally got to see my cousin Sophia, and for all those who know, she lives in Arkansas, and she's just the best cousin ever. But since she lives in Arkansas, I don't really get to see her a lot often, so it was like, holy shit, yay, Sophia. It was a heartfelt thing, and in July, right on close to our birthdays, we got to go up to Ford Lake, which was kind of like our up north type of place, you know? Oh, honestly, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's like on the other side of Michigan, like really close to, it's actually on, like right next to Lake Michigan. Like not really, like it takes like a half an hour to get to Lake Michigan from there, but you get the gist. So anyway, I can see Sophia, everything's pretty cool, you know, and then the first day of school, being back face-to-face at school, I'm in Freeland now. At that time, I was in Freeland going to Jefferson. Well, no, I was in Freeland, I was in Midland. I just moved to Midland, and I was going to a school named Jefferson. I didn't really know what to expect, but all I knew was my mom was letting me walk there, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Since my mom's super strict, I don't really get to do much other than walk. Well, like, no, but I don't really get to. I was surprised that my mom trusted me enough to walk to school. And I know that's saying a lot. But yeah. And I mean, honestly, she doesn't really trust me enough to walk across the street to Jets. So this was a complete surprise. Anyway, so I was allowed to bring my MP3 player and stuff. You know, and I remember distinctly on the first day, I was listening to You'll Be Back from Hamilton. This was like beforehand. It was like just when Hamilton was getting popular, you know? Popular again, you know? This was like just when it was released on Disney Plus, so that was pretty big. Anyway. So I'm listening to Hamilton, You'll Be Back, and like I'm interpreting the words just differently. Like I'm interpreting it in like I'm free type of tune, you know? Basically the exact opposite of what it's conveying. Anyway. Well, I get to school and it's pretty cool, you know? I had Mr. Mativa, who I immediately found out it was my homeroom teacher. And, I kind of thought he was, okay. I had Mr. Doty for third hour science, and he was the chillest teacher. That Mr. Doty is the coolest and most chill teacher I've ever had in my life. 10 out of 10, would have him again. Like, that dude was just straight up amazing. If you know, like, Mr. Doty, you'll know. You know Mr. Doty is awesome. Anyway. So, and I have Miss Staley as my, second hour math teacher, and, at first I thought, oh wow, she's gonna be my favorite teacher. She had, like, this, like, this cartoony type of voice. Like, her voice kind of was like, hi everyone, yeah, it was kind of that, but, like, it was, like, it was soft, but it wasn't at the same, it was pretty cool combination of a voice, because I never heard anyone with that type of voice before, so I was like, oh wow, this is pretty cool. And later in the year, I found out that she was super strict. But hey, in the beginning, at the very first day of school, I thought that she was cool, man. Like, she gave me a Hershey's kiss. She gave everyone a Hershey's kiss, but like, the Hershey's kiss was like, she announced to everyone, hey, do you guys want a kiss? And then, like, everyone's like, what the fuck? Then she, like, just pulled out a giant jar of Hershey Kisses. It was pretty cool. Actually, I remember later in the year, I used the same tactic for Brooklyn, who I was dating at the time, and, Anyway. We'll get to Brooklyn later. Anyway. I'm getting off track. Anyway. So, I was just, up until, for a while, I'm just, chilling with my teacher, so I find out Miss Staley's pretty strict. Mr. Doty is actually way more chill than I thought he was, which is saying a lot, because at the very beginning of the year, I thought he was chill. Nope, he's even more chill, and I love it. He, like, give us snacks. Every day, he would, like, take us outside. Like, at the end of class, he would take us outside for a maths break. We'd all just chill out, Yeah. And, like, a maths break in my school, like, my new school, it was kind of like we just was able to take the mask off, It was awesome. So, anyway. Around, I'd say March 1st? Yeah, it was March 1st. I remember distinctly. I started dating this young girl, Brooklyn. My first girlfriend in a while. Not the first person I've dated in a while, since I've dated some guys. But, like, first girl I've dated in a while. Anyway, so I started dating Brooklyn, and I'm not gonna lie, after, like, a month, we just ended it off. Legit, in just a month, we broke it off. Wait, no, I'm getting my dates mixed up. March 1st, March 1st was, the day we broke up, and we got together on February 1st. Oof. Actually, get this, the very first time I met Brooklyn was this when she had some cookies, and they tasted awful. Okay, I was chilling with my good friend Locke, which, well, now he's not my friend anymore. I hate him. Fuck you, Locke, if you're watching. Anyway, so me and Locke, we were talking, and Brooklyn had some cookies. She's talking with her friends, and she's like, hey, you guys want to try a cookie? And we tried them. Locke immediately ran out of the room and just threw up in the trash can. It tasted horrible, not gonna lie. But, like, it kind of like an aftertaste of pretzels. And I don't know how you bake a cookie with an aftertaste of pretzels, but I just grinned and bared through it. Like, it tasted awful, but I was like, this is good. It was kind of like that one meme where the dog's sitting there, I'm like a chair surrounded by fire, and he was like, everything's fine. Everything's good. It was a lot like that. And I said, yeah, your cookie kind of tastes like pretzels. then legit the next day she asked me out. Which, hey, I guess first impressions really do count, huh? Anyway, so, after on Valentine's Day, I, in fact, gave her a box of chocolates, which, yes, that was very corny, but hey, don't judge. You're not allowed to judge me for that. Okay. Anyway, about a month later, me and Brooklyn broke up. She claimed that she was in love with some dude named, Tyler, so, you know. Like, I was pretty chill, believe it or not, you know? Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, oh no. I was like, okay, I understand. And we just walked away. It was kind of hard. Like, it was difficult. It was, like, kind of hard to, like, stop calling her the nicknames I gave her. Not really. Like, I accidentally called her Bunny once, and then she was like, please don't call me that anymore. So I didn't. Anyway. Thinking of events. Remember, the day before we broke up, this thing happened, with a thing called Raggy, like a story that I was writing, and, got very descriptive, and I got, suspended. I got, like, in-school suspension, so, you know. I came back to school the next day, and everyone thought I was suspended till spring break, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? It was pretty funny. Anyway. That's the story for another time. Maybe I'll even read to you what it said. JK. That document has been gone for a long time. Like a document it was written on, but yeah. Anyway, that's besides the point. So, anyway. So, I am girlfriendless. And, you know, the years taking pretty cool. And, you know, I've made myself some friends, you know. I'm known as the, class clown, but, like, I don't have the reputation I do in Freeland. Like, I'm still building my way up to the top, because, like, in Freeland, it sucks, because, like, I was just starting to, like, gain popularity in Freeland, you know? And I'm just fucking, you know, like, I just have to start all over again in Midland, and let me tell you, Midland has some people who are very hard to make laugh, and, you know, like, a lot of people just said I was trying too hard, and, like, you know, like, for the people who were watching in Freeland, you remember Ella, how she always thought, like, I was trying too hard and stuff? And, like, how she didn't like it. Imagine that, but, like, with a lot more people. Like, that type of sense of humor. I don't even know why. Like, I'm giving my best. I even told them the dog piss joke. Say that the dog bit your dick. And nobody was like, literally. Literally. But there was this one guy who legit just laughed at everything I said. Like, I'll tell one sex joke. It's not even funny. And he starts laughing his ass off. And I'm like, well, dude. Okay. Anyway. Actually, I think he watches our videos. So, hi, Jeremiah. P-words. Hey. Anyway. So, a couple months later, you know, summer's rolling around. Year's coming to a close. It's, you know, pretty nice. I've been going to my grandparents, like, every other weekend now. That's always. So that's nice. Anyway, so school gets out and everyone just has a summer vacay feel. And, right, okay? And remember earlier when I said that, me and Locke aren't friends anymore? Well, now it's time for me to tell you what happened and why we aren't friends. So Locke came over to my grandparents' house, and what you should know is that he's a complete fucking nerd. You know, like, he loves Undertale a lot like me, but he's just obsessed with it. And what's even worse is, I don't really know if this is like complimentary for all autistic people, because he was autistic, but he would randomly just scream quotes of video games in the middle of class. Like, he would just like, this is an actual thing. He would just randomly, in the middle of class, he'd be like, and it would look like he's having a fucking seizure. Like, he's just shaking his head like that's like an actual dance. You know? His hair's going all crazy. He was like, what the fuck are you doing? And like, it turns out he's just trying to sing Ballistic from FNF. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this kid. So I ended up befriending this weird ass kid. And the day before he comes over to my grandparents' house, he and my cousin Aubrey, they get into like a small little scuffle, like, and my cousin Aubrey's like, bitch, what the fuck you gonna do about it? You don't know me. I had to remind her that he's actually coming over the next day. Anyway, so Locke over here says, you know what, I will dress up as Dust Sans, and then I will have the ability, I will have the same magic as Dust Sans. Like, that is just downright delusional. And like, okay, there was a lot more things down to just he was acting very weird in the middle of class. Like, you'd show up with toys in middle school, you know, like, you just pull up with some fucking Sonic the Hedgehog plush, like 50 Sonic the Hedgehog action figures, and everyone's just like, what the fuck? You know. Which, don't get me wrong, okay, that's acceptable in my eyes. Hey, I even pulled up to school once in the first grade with a Foxy plushie, but hey, that was only once, and I got it taken away. But since Locke, like, was autistic, he got away with everything. Because the school was afraid that if they were to, like, actually get him into trouble and stuff, that it would be considered discriminating against somebody with a mental disorder. And not only that, but like, this dude would just randomly just start threatening people and flipping people off. Like, what the fuck, dude? Not only that, but like, he just goes up to two random girls, they're minding their own business, and he threatens to burn their faces off for no reason. I even saw Locke try to fight a bunch of people. Like, he's just randomly pulling up, bitch, you wanna fucking go? You wanna fucking go? And like, dude, what the hell? So yeah, I should have taken that as a red flag straight from the beginning, but I didn't, because I was a dumbass kid. Well, I'm still am a kid, but I was dumb as fuck back then. And yes, I know this was like only a month ago, but still. So I invite him to my grandparents' house, okay? No, like, this happened like less than a month ago. This is like a couple weeks ago. So I invite this dude over to my grandparents' house, you know, and, you know, my cousin Aubrey. So, okay, so you already know, like, how he said he's gonna dress up as Dust Sans and stuff. So this dude, the next day, this dude pulls up, blue sweatshirt, and all, and he has makeup on his face, like this huge ass circle of just purple around his eye. It's like this big. Like, he's covering half his face. He's got a little tip of black on his nose, because he thinks he'll look like Dust Sans. Okay, and not only, and like later, like in the visit, he gets to meet Aubrey, and he's like, bitch, you wanna fucking go? My cousin says, no, I don't want to. Let's be honest here, my cousin Aubrey would definitely fucking win the fight, because Locke is weak as fuck. Like, he's smacked me before, and he's like, he can't even throw punches, man. Like, he's weak as fuck, you know? Like, so my cousin over here, who actually accidentally breaks people's, like, she's broken a couple people's hands on accidents. She would definitely win. Then, like, when she refuses, Locke's like, okay then, how about we fight like real men? Let's have an FNF rap battle. That's actually what he's like, too. Like, he actually challenges her to, like, a Friday Night Funkin' rap battle. Like, what the hell? And he's like, hey, I'll start. Beep, bop, boop, beep, bop, you know. And he's like, what the fuck? Aubrey's like, no, get away from me, you weird-ass child. Anyway, so later, later, Aubrey, me and Aubrey, we're talking, because we're sitting in my room, and I got my computer in there, I like to call it my gamer pod. But so anyway, we're talking, okay, and earlier, okay, so we have spaghetti, and my grandpa told us one thing: hey, don't bring spaghetti into any room other than the kitchen. Guess what Locke does, everybody? He grabs a big-ass bowl of spaghetti, brings it into my room. And Aubrey's, like, messing around, so, like, she playfully is like, huh. And, like, she doesn't even hit him hard. It's, like, exactly like this. And, like, her, like, foot touches Locke. And Locke acts like she just, like, fucking kicked him like Naruto or some shit. And he, like, backed up against the door. And, like, the spaghetti went out of his hands, and it went fucking everywhere. Like, it completely all over the carpet. So this dude starts screaming fucking profanities at Aubrey. Like, what the fuck? So then my grandpa comes in, see this from his eyes. There's spaghetti all over the floor. There's dude who's a guest, you've already had a little bit of trouble with in the day, is like screaming at your grandchild. What the hell are you supposed to do? So Grandpa's like, okay, guys, shut up. He doesn't actually say shut up, but he's like, okay, guys, enough fighting. And he starts to clean up the spaghetti, and my grandpa does this thing where, like, when he's like irritated or angry, he like rants like a lot. And, like, he rants like, I told you not to bring it in the room. And Locke is like, oh, well, bitch, I'm sorry, but it's all her fault. He's, like, pointing at her. And, okay, bro, we're in 6th fucking grade. We do not go like, oh, my God, it's all her fault. We're in 6th grade, man. Calm down. I don't think anybody uses that excuse anymore. So this dude is pointing at her like, it's all her fault. I'm sorry, I don't know if this is how autistic people usually act. Like, later I found out he's autistic, but this is the first autistic person I know. But I'm guessing that he is just spoiled, so... Like, I'm guessing most autistic people are pretty chill, and they're just, a little bit slow. They don't, like, pull up to their friend's grandparents' house and start screaming profanities. So... Like, I don't really know. This is the first autistic person that I've met, so if you're autistic, please let me know if you've ever done this. I don't want... Because, like, I believe that, like, this is, like, dude is the only... Like, most autistic people don't do this, and this dude is just exploiting. I want to believe that. So please, just tell me if you know an autistic person, or if you are autistic, please tell me if you've ever done that. And also I'll send screenshots of your comments to Locke, just to be like, haha, fuck you. So this dude, he starts screaming profanities at my grandpa, and my grandpa don't take no shit. So he's like, okay, that's it, call your mom. And Locke starts homing in on him right where it hurts. Like, he's like he turns to me, he's like, this place is horrible. Tell your mom never to bring you here ever again. Which hurts my grandpa, like, a lot. Because, like, he's, like, super paranoid that my mom will never bring me over there again. So, like, he's like, bitch, if you don't call your mom to pick you up right now, I'm gonna have to call the police. And Locke's like, no, screw you. Like, he's flipping him off and everything. This man's, like, 60 years old. Like, my grandpa's, like, old as hell. Like, he might have sat next to Jesus in kindergarten. And yet, this dude is flipping him off. And, like, my grandpa's like, okay. Like, he turns to me, call his mom right the hell now, Cole. And I'm like, I don't have his mom's phone number. I only have Locke's phone number. So I'm like, I can't do shit. And so he turns back to Locke. He's like, call your mom now. Okay, and Locke's like, no, I don't want to leave. Screw you. You're a piece of shit and no one will ever fucking love you. So my grandpa's like, okay, then if you won't leave, then I'll call the police. Okay? And so, dude, And so, eventually, after going back and forth, Locke just storms into another room, slams the door hard as hell. Anyway, so they all cooled down. And, like, bro, like, I go in and see what's up with Locke. Because keep in mind, I'm still his friend at this time. Because I'm dumb as all hell. So, I'm like, bro, what the hell? And not only that, but Locke's like, he said some very hypocritical stuff while he was arguing, like, bitch, I never want to come here again. And yet he's refusing to call his mom to leave. Such a fucking hypocrite. Okay. So I'm like, bro, if you hate it here so much, then why don't you just call your mom and get out? And he stays quiet. And I'm like, did you just say it in the moment? And he just, like, nods his head, like he's on the brink of tears, like, bro, come on. This guy, okay, and not only that, but, like a little bit later, like a week later, like 2 weeks later, okay, I go to my grandparents again, and Locke finds out he knows my schedule, okay? And he, like, asked me, hey, can I come over there again this week? And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? No, you cannot. You're banned. You know, like, I don't say that, but I'm like, dude, don't freak out, but you're banned from ever coming here again. And Locke's like, what the hell? Why? Why the hell would I be... Okay, and I told him the spaghetti incident. And, like, get this, okay? So, like, after the incident, whenever he'd talk about it, Locke would make it out like my grandpa was a bad guy. Like, he would leave out the part where he screamed profanities, and he'd just say, hey, remember that one time I spilled spaghetti and your grandpa threatened to call the police on me? Like, bro, there's a lot more layers to it than just that, bro. What the fuck? So anyway, he's like, oh my fucking god, how the hell? Okay, so he hangs up on me, and, like, I'm just like, okay. Then, like, a couple minutes later, I get a call on my phone, and this dude starts going off on me like it's all my fault. Like, bro, I just delivered the news. I'm a messenger. I didn't do nothing except just tell you you're not allowed back here again. He's acting like it's all my decision. He's saying that I'm the worst person ever to exist, which means that I'm even worse than Hitler. Like, bitch, I don't think I locked up a bunch of fucking Jews in a concentration camp, so I know for a fact I'm not the worst person ever. So anyway, this dude just going off on me. Then he hangs up when he's all done, because this dumbass fucker runs out of things to insult me with. And none of them hurt, you know, like, I've been insulted, like, a lot before. It takes a lot to, like, make me actually feel like, oh my god, he insulted me. You know, it takes a lot. I'm not really, like, after one insult, I'm like, oh my god. I'm not sensitive. I'm not that sensitive, unlike fucking Locke, who breaks out crying randomly just because the teacher assigned assignments. Yeah, bro, the world doesn't fucking revolve around you. So I am pissed at Locke. Like, this was the final straw, because he's snapping at me. I don't know why that was the final straw, but it was. And so I passive-aggressively made a scratch game about it. And I sent him the link, but apparently he blocked me, so, you know, he never got the link. Which sucks, too. I fucking went off on him, like, even more than I am in this video, and that scratch game, because this was, like, fresh anger, and I'm no longer all that angry, but, like, I was, like, really angry, because it just happened. You know, like, how, like, when something just happens, and, like, you're really pissed, and, like, when you're talking about it later, you're, like, less pissed, you know? But, like, I went off on him. I said, like, I played the cut of rap from the Adams administration, which is a fucking, whoo! Like, I said, like, and when I explained to him, you know why I don't really have a drawing to put up here like in all my other announcement videos. It's because you're not worth the time. You're not worth any of my fucking effort, because you are a no good baby piece of shit who will never ever get a girlfriend. Which is a lie, because he actually has some girl. He actually has a girlfriend. And, like, she's pretty chill. She gives out hugs and everything. She has a lot more patience than me. But, like, near the end of the year, you could tell she's also getting fed up with this bullshit. Because she's, like, a lot more edgy, you know, like, she was like that. But, like, still. And actually, she was pretty chill. I mean, they were trans, so, you know. Anyway, he was pretty chill, so, yeah, I actually liked his girlfriend/boyfriend, which I guess they would be called boyfriend since they're trans, so they're a guy. So yeah, I really like them. But I don't have a crush on them. No, they're not really my type, but I like them as a friend. Because they're actually really chill. And you're like, oh my god, you're having a bad date here. How about a hug? That's actually what they do. And oh my god, you're so nice. You know? They deserve so much better than lock-ass Browning over here. And you know what? I just realized, since I'm saying his real name, he could, press charges against me. But guess what, motherfucker? You can't. I don't really care. That's the thing. I don't care if you do anything about me. I don't give two shits. You could report this video all you want, but I don't think Susan's gonna give two shits whether or not I say your real name. Because she's gonna be like, oh my god, he flipped off some old dude. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything. And I mean, you know, that's I say that like it's sarcastic, but I don't think anybody is just so heartless that they're just gonna dismiss it that this dude flipped off their grandpa. I'm pretty sure Susan's a bit more chill and is not going to ban a messenger, unlike somebody. Locke. Anyway. So yeah, I'm no longer friends with Locke. I hate him now. I still got him saved in my phone, and I'll send him passive-aggressive stuff. And what sucks is I made a lot of promises to him, in the beginning of the year. And most of them are, about his birthday. So I got to do all this shit for his birthday now. Even though I hate him. And his birthday is literally, this Friday. So, you know. So, of course, I promised all this shit. And, of course. And so I'm just gonna make it passive-aggressively. Make it as horrible as I can. You know, give as little effort as possible into this stuff. And then just, spill in a couple insults. I don't know. I don't know if that's too far, but hey, you tell me, man. This dude flipped off my So anyway, this is just this was Friday when I told him about this. And so, yeah. I'm over at my grandparents right now because I'm going out a week right now because, you know, it's summer. And, so yeah. So I decided to film this video revisiting the treehouse because I haven't really done that yet. It's on my bucket list to revisit it. But, I haven't really gotten to it because I've been busy. But here I am now, back at the treehouse, explaining my story. Anyway, so, yeah. I still get a lot of, people saying, oh my god, I'm so sorry about your dad. And, actually, it's not all the deaths that happened. Another person, another relative died. But, that's it's a pretty short story, so I'm just gonna say it. About, a month ago, my grandma died choking on a powdered donut. The end. What was even sadder is this this was, my grandma. This is a grandma that took care of me when, nobody else was there. I told Tyson, and Tyson said, man, she should have died choking on a jelly-filled donut. No sorry, no, oh my god, that's so bad. Nope. Immediately says, man, she should have died choking on a jelly-filled donut. I'm like, he never really, like, said anything other than that. No. Like, he was, like, egging it on, too. Like, he was like, dude, at his funeral, you should show up with a jelly. You should show up with a powdered donut. And then offer your grandpa one. Which, bro, what the fuck? No, you do not do that at a funeral. You do not go. It's like, that's like going over to somebody who died in a gunfight, and bringing a gun there, and like, hey, who wants to have a shootout in the street? No. Okay, it's not like that, but still, it's horrible. It's kind of no. Anyway, so that's what I've been up. So that's what's happened. Actually, I recently got in contact with some of my old bros in Freeland, and it turns out there's this new Colton. They replaced me. Ooh, not really. I didn't really have a choice. I was talking to some other dudes, and since I actually care for the other dudes, the dudes back in Freeland, I won't tell them their names, even though it's probably them who made it this far. But I'll just call the dude. There were two people who mainly replied, and I'll call them Samuel and I don't know, fucking what? Damn it, I'm usually good at picking out nicknames. Dracula, yeah. Samuel and Dracula. So Samuel responds first, and he's like, yo, like, he catches me up on all the newer stuff, and like, I catch him up saying, bro, there's like Midlands like a hell. There's a lot of fights, which there is. There's like tons of fights that go down there. And Samuel's like, whoa, bro, I've only gotten into one fight this year. I'm like, me over here who's gotten into like 5 fights this year is like, haha, loser. Not really, but you know, he was like, whoa. Anyway, so and then he told me that there's this new Cole, and I'm like, bro, tell him I declare a chess war upon him. I challenge him to a chess match, and he's like, lol, okay. He also tells me that apparently Nico has like actually filled in my place. Like, Nico took up the role of the class clown, which thanks, Nico. And apparently Nico gets into fights and like disobeys teachers now, so hey, Nico's really living up to his role model, aka me. I remember when I went to his house this one time in 3rd grade. I remember when I went to his house, it was kind of boring. Like, I had a lot of fun, but it was low-key kind of boring. And that was also and don't tell anybody this, but that was low-key my very first, that was the very first time I drank that special apple juice. Like Nico's dad, like, left some apple juice out. And, you know, like some of that special apple juice. Well, like, the apple juice that started with a B. He left some of that out, and me and Nico were like, yo, let's have a sip. And so he did. Like I said, that tastes horrible, because I was the first who tried it. And Nico tasted it after, and he's like, yeah, it doesn't really taste the best. And like, he went to sleep, because that last night we pulled an all-nighter, you know. And like, he went to sleep, and I'm not tired at all, so I'm like, no, I never really had that big of a sip, so I take up the beer. No, not the beer, the apple juice that starts with a B. And I take a big old ass gulp of it, and that was my first drink of beer. I mean, apple juice that starts with a B. Honestly, it didn't really taste that bad. It didn't really taste as bad as I, like, made it look like. It tasted okay. Like, compared to the other alcoholic drinks I've tasted, it tasted pretty good. No, that was the best alcoholic drink I've ever tasted, which isn't really saying that much, since most of that is absolute shit. And honestly, we all tasted, like, some sort of alcohol. I know this one dude, like, who goes to Midland, you know, and he claims to have drank wine and beer and apple juice that starts with a B, you know. He says that wine tasted like fermented grapes that's been sitting out in the sun for like a couple months, and then dipped into vinegar. Like, okay, bro, calm down. Anyway, I remember I also tasted vodka once. At least I think it was vodka, and it was so strong. Strongest drink I've ever tasted, bro. Like, imagine if bleach was a drink. And now imagine that, but like, it was just strong, nothing else. The smell was just, like, the smell that comes off of bleach. Imagine that, but it's just times that by 5, and it could completely just strong. not like, it was just, ugh. And it tasted horrible, too. I took, like, a little sip. Ugh. It still tastes in my mouth there. Anyway, this Johnny just turned into a rant, so you guys know where I've been. No, you guys know where I've been the last... Oh, what? No, the piss tree. I accidentally broke it by leaning up against it. Oh, bye-bye, piss tree. You'll always be remembered. I mean, I could still piss in that, but still. Yeah, everyone, that's it. Now you guys know what's been happening and stuff. I'm just gonna end the video off here. Bye, guys!